All right, so we have the equation y equals 2/3 x, and y is the cost in dollars of x pounds of bananas. So y is the cost. That's going to be our up and down. You can think of that, our vertical part of our graph, and the x value going across is however many pounds we got. So that's our x value. So we're going to graph the equation. Now think about what you're doing here. You have pounds of bananas and you have dollars worth of bananas, right? So think about the graph that you need to use and think about, do I need just one quadrant? Do I need all 4 quadrants? If it's the number of pounds and the amount of money, that means there's not going to be a negative with this. Sometimes you can have negatives with money, of course, and I suppose you could with weight, depending on the type of question. But in this question, we're only going to have positive values. And so we only need that first graph, that first quadrant. Video around. Okay, so I'm just using this one. That's our first quadrant, all positive numbers as we graph this equation. So we have y equals 2/3 x. And if we want to graph that, there are different ways of going about it. So it just kind of depends on what you've learned so far. You might just use a t-table to do it. And so you could set up your nice t-table and then come up with different values for, maybe you'll do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or something like that. And then find out the value of y when you plug in those values. But we can also think about that this is in slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And that would say that b is the y-intercept. Since there is nothing here after the x, that means that the y-intercept is 0. So we know that it starts at 0 pounds, costs $0. And that makes sense, right? That's logical. And it says that it's increasing 2/3 as a slope. M is whatever the number is in front of x. So the slope here is 2/3. And we can think of that as far as the graph goes as our rise over run. So if I go up 2, I'd have to go over 3 to get to my next point. Up 2 again goes over 3, up 2, 2, 3, and then it would take us off of the graph. So I'm going to start here. Have a nice line. Nice little linear equation. Try to get it as exact as possible there. Okay, so if that is not something that you've seen before, just know that you could do t-table and have an x and a y value, and think about if you plug in a 0 here, y equals 2/3 times 0. That means that y is 0, which is 0, 0, which is what we got. Because we have a denominator of 3, I would go up by 3s. I'd say 3, 6, 3, 6, 9. Works out really nicely. So 2/3 times 3 is 2. So at 3, we should be up at 2, and we are. There's 2, 1, 2, 3. At 6, let's see, 2/3 of 6. Oh, that's going to be 4. So at 6, we should be up 4. 6, 4. There's our point. And then 9, 2/3 of 9 is 6. And so at 7, 8, 9, we're up at 6. So it works out nicely. There's our coordinate point. Okay, so we've graphed the equation. Use the graph to estimate the cost of 8 pounds of bananas. Okay, so think about, this is dollars over here, and this is pounds along here. Always good to label your axes as you think about this. So this is dollars on the left side. we're estimating the cost of 8 pounds of bananas. So let's see, at 8 pounds, we have a graph here. That's where our line crosses at the 8 pound mark, which is about something a little bit above $5, right? So you're estimating that it's a little more than $5. Does it look halfway between 5 and 6? Not to me. So, you know, it's a good estimate there. That's kind of up to you, but I would say you would want something more than $5, but probably not more than $5.50. Yeah, $5 and however many cents you think. This is an estimate, so it's what you think. So that's what, that's kind of how you would think through that part there. And then use the equation to find the exact cost of 8 pounds. Okay, so the equation is y equals 2/3 x, and we're saying if x is 8 pounds. Okay, so think about, we multiply a fraction, 2 times 8 is 16, divided by 3. This doesn't reduce, so let's divide 16 divided by 3, $5. There's the 5, right? And with 1 left over. Let's see. 3 goes into 10 3 times with 1 left over, and so it'll be, you know, repeating, right? So $5 and about 33 cents is our exact cost there for 8 pounds. So a little bit less than $5.50, but it's more than $5. So that means that, you know, our estimate, our line was pretty accurate. Very close idea. All right, hope that helps.